Hey, Vemma team, welcome to this month's Message of the Month, and I got a really special guest here, Sheel Patel from Boston, Massachusetts, East Coast, being represented here. What are you enjoying there, Sheel?
Got a little body burn here.
Body burn.
Nice snack.
A nice snack. Oh, yeah. I got a little body burn right here. And you say, woo, get a tight shot of this, guys. This is the brand new packaging, and like I mentioned before, we took the Party flavor system and added it to this. So we actually, as good as that tastes, this actually tastes even better. New package. Not going to be coming out till like October, November, so don't be placing your orders right now. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a look in here, and it's a little hot, a little more sexy.
Very sexy.
We got it going on here. I got to tell you, the branding team that works for you is absolutely amazing. But this is why I'm excited about you here in today's Message of the Month, is because Sheel brings a legacy of experience to this company, and actually went on a pretty strong due diligence mission to discover what would be the best environment for him and his team. And I am honored that you picked Vemma. But why don't you say hi to the team, introduce yourself to a little bit, maybe give a shout out to some of your key players. I know you got Eddie Mentor back there with doing a little video, but. Talk a little bit about what attracted. It's funny how when you're around something for so long, you forget how wonderful it is until you see it from another person's perspective.
Totally. This is very humbling. I mean, I've been in the industry now almost a decade, and a little over a decade now.
You don't look that old.
And well, I got started when I was about 19 years old, and so now I'm 30, and it's been an incredible journey to be in this awesome profession.
So this is what you've done full-time since you were 19, which
Yeah.
I actually, a lot of the YPRs out there might think, hey, you know what, this can be, I mean, it's a lot of fun, but it can turn into something that you do the rest of your life if you love it.
It's a career.
That's good.
And it's nothing else. I wouldn't do anything else. I mean, you couldn't pay me to do anything else. There's not an industry in the world that could pull me away from this. Mm-hmm. And it's fun, it's exciting, it gets better and better, it's always evolving, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm one of those people that I've always been loyal. Mm-hmm. And when I saw Vemma, and like you said, we did our due diligence. You said we got Eddie back there. Him and we packed our bags for like 2-3 months, and literally went from city to city to city, and talked to every single CEO. And you were the one that was literally talked about the most by some of your strongest competitors.
Thanks, you guys.
And so I'm happy that we have built something here, and we brought everybody here because we know that they'll be safe, and we feel confident that Vemma's it. Vemma's the right vehicle for the future, and you guys have done such an incredible job. And like you said, it's sexy. It's really hit home for me because you guys are in 50 countries. A lot of my people are diverse. They're from all different parts of the world. And so we really saw a good fit here in Vemma. Well,
you know what? It is. It's always nice to hear. I get a little bashful when people are heaping praise upon me. But I just try to be real. I just try to be transparent. I try to run a company like you would run a company. I come at this from a distributor's mindset. When I was 7 years old, my parents got involved in Amway, and since I was 7, I have been deluged with this industry and personal development, and so. It's nice to hear, but I just like to practice making the right decisions for the right reasons, and sort of base my legacy on that. But let's get back to you, because this message isn't about me. This message is about you, and obviously honored that you chose Vemma. What has been some of the feedback? Because while you and Eddie were traveling around, kind of basically looking at what would be the best fit for you, once you made that decision, and then you went and you talked to your leadership, what was some of the feedback that and I just came from Stamford. You had what, 500-600 people out at a great event in Stamford, Connecticut. Beautiful part of the country. I got to tell you, I could go there anytime. It's so different than Arizona. There's like trees and nice trees. But tell me some of the feedback that some of your leadership has shared with you, and has it been unanimous that they love your decision, or was there some negative pushback?
It was crazy. We got told there was going to be some resistance. And surprisingly, we didn't really see that much pushback. And really, you know, when we talked about Eddie earlier, him and I have been best friends throughout most of this career that I've built here. And so
Now, can you dance as good as Eddie?
No
or-
way.
No, that's it?
No, no.
He can bust the moves. I think that's what the kids say.
Actually, he was a professional breakdancer when I met him.
Really?
He was top 10 in the world, and he'd come to meetings, and he'd be all breakdancing at the meetings. It was crazy. And, you know, we ended up, what we saw was that when we got started here in Vemma, everyone was just as excited as we were. And I guess that goes to show you, you know, the speed of the leader is what the speed of the team is going to be, right? And they're going to do what you do. And if you have come through with service and you've served your team, that's what I learned through the whole experience. Because maybe there was a couple people, but we didn't notice. There was so much going on, and there was so much happening, and we just marched forward, and here we are. And for the most part, everybody came along, and I'm humbled. I mean, I'm humbled that this whole journey has been that seamless. I mean, you guys, as a company, you guys made it extraordinary for us, made it real simple, and here we are. I got a lot of people that I want to recognize, actually. You know, I talked a few times about Eddie. He's got some really good people that came on board with us. Ronald Santos, Dulce Salazar, Cynthia Ramirez, Ian Bardo.
I think the point that I really want to be able to share with the Vemma team is not only introduce you to them, but the fact that we are in the business of relationships. Obviously those relationships start with having conversations with people, but then you know, I love Gary Vaynerchuk and have read his books, and you know, he really talks about the thank you economy and how you have to really care about people. If you want to be successful, you got to care about people. And I don't mean care if they sign up and, you know, buy a variety pack or buy an affiliate pack, or that's not what you need to care about. You need to care about them first and foremost. And those relationships, that becomes in this space, that becomes your biggest asset. And that is something that, you know, your reputation in this industry, you take a lifetime to build it up. You can mess it up with one bad decision. And I think that's why Sheel and Eddie took such a long time to be able to make the decision to come to Vemma. But what, you know, when you came through home office, what were the things that you were looking for? And what I'm kind of looking for from you is, you know, when you're talking to the Vemma team out there about, hey, what makes us special in this you know, competitive industry that we're in? What makes Vemma stand out, and what are the things that the affiliates out there should be really putting a lot of emphasis on? What attracted you to us?
Absolutely, and they should be really proud of it too. You know, let me start with first leadership. You know, I know we spoke a lot about BK, but I've seen a lot of ugly things throughout the years, and every time I've seen success and every time I saw failure, it was because of the leader. And so I knew first and foremost.
No pressure.
We had to make sure that we were going to be in good hands. And so we saw the team here. We met Mark. That was the first person I met. Came off in the plane and he picked me up at the airport. And everybody was super friendly. Everybody at the home office was friendly. Not only that, you know, you were so transparent. You know, I've seen so many people that get involved in our industry, and it's a business for them, but for me, it's a lifestyle. You know, and oftentimes, you know, you when you look back at all the years, you wish you could have done it better, but you realize that everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. And, you know, I have no regrets, but moving forward, I've learned a lot, and I've realized that, you know, for you to make it better and continue to make it better, then that rock has to be there, you know, that trust and that transparency. And so that's why we really came on board. First and foremost, that's what we saw here. That's what I think everybody should be proud of. Secondly, we saw that you guys have some amazing products. You took me over to your facility. I mean, you guys are
250,000 square foot manufacturing facility. And we just had the powder line, just came online, so we're making the Crisp Pal shakes there, and got a lot of exciting plans for continuing to expand that. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and so that just, in order, it kept on getting better. I said, wow. Well,
now why that is important to you know, the Vemma team out there is the fact that, you know, a lot of companies say they're long-term thinkers. A lot of companies say they're going to be here for the duration. But my father used to say, "What you do speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying." And the amazing thing about being able to show people, hey, we've got our own manufacturing facility, we've got a chief science officer that has an MD, PhD, and oversees everything, is not only are we fanatical about the quality of the products and controlling that quality process from the raw materials to when it's delivered to your door, but also the fact that we spend literally tens of millions of dollars back into our infrastructure, and so that's a unique thing. There are very few companies in our space that actually controls their own manufacturing.
Absolutely. And very few companies have a CEO that knows their product inside out. I mean, you're not just a leadership guy, you're the product guy too. And that's
kind of a nut with that, like that.
You are.
Hey, when you lose your mom to cancer and you lose your father to a heart attack, you know what? There's a lot of ways to make money in this world, but if you made all the money and you gave up your health in that process, you would give away all your money to be able to get your health back. And so, efficacious, quality, clinical science. Investing almost $1 million into the clinical science, something that natural products don't have to do. But we do it just to be able to give you guys the confidence to say, hey, these are products that are unlike anything else you can find out there.
Absolutely. And with the product being so strong and having all that backing, it was such a comfortable feeling. I knew that everybody coming here, they're going to have a chance to put the right stuff in their body. They're going to know where it comes from. They can see it all happening. Again, it's transparent. The third thing was you guys have a plan where everybody gets to be a community and work together. The compensation plan isn't always the number one thing, but it is important in the behavior of what you're building. And what I've noticed in our group since getting started, they're so united and they're so tight because they all know how much everyone benefits each other. From the design of the plan to build your confidence.
Teamwork, that's it.
Teamwork, from the customer referral program, you're giving out free products.
It tastes great, but the only way you can make it taste better is if I pay for it.
Yeah. Totally.
But hey, you know what? You're here at home office, and I think you had, I forget, 15 or 20 people qualify for the Go for the Gold.
Yeah.
We put a lot of emphasis on building those, bronze, silver, golds, getting people to that gold level because we believe that that's like the bricks of the foundation, and you could build a skyscraper if you have the right bricks. And so, as you walk through home office and what the people are going to experience in this Go for Gold, are you excited about your team and what they're going to encounter, and how much of an emphasis do you put on your effort in the field to get that newest person to gold?
Yeah, I mean, the home office, what'd you put in, $3 million to...
Don't remind me.
This is literally, I've been telling my team, this is like the mecca of home offices.
But let me put it in your terms. Taj Mahal. We built Taj Mahal here. 3.1 million, but who's counting? What's the extra $100,000? It's that wow factor. We want to, there's so many things that you need to encounter with your journey as an affiliate. The people that hate on you, the people that think we're a scam, the people that think you're never going to make it, and those are typically your well-meaning family members and friends.
Absolutely.
We need to do more to be able to raise a person's belief level in it. So this Go for Gold program I'm excited about because it's going to be able to take a person's belief level to a whole new place, basically in a weekend. And so if you're not yet qualified for Go for Gold, and we're going to run this through 2015, you need to get here. You need to experience what you're going to experience. You need to be taught what you're going to be taught. And most of all, your belief level is going to determine your success level. And that's why we make the investment into you and your business when you just reach the gold level and maintain it for 2 months. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and that's a very beginning qualification to get what they're getting. They're getting trained by Darren Hardy.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. I remember getting trained with him back in Miami. Mm-hmm. He's got some incredible content. He's proven very successful. And so that was definitely a big thing for us, is that, wow, if you're willing to invest the way you're investing, then for their time and their effort and their energy, it's worth it. Mm-hmm. And so I felt very good with that. So the plan, the products, there's so many number of things. I could keep on going for days.
Well, we only got another couple minutes, but I appreciate that. But one of the things that I always like to make sure that our affiliates know is the fact that we are kind of, we're product nuts, but we're also branding nuts. I mean, we invest literally millions of dollars into. You walk through home office and you see the 25 people in the branding department, and you see how we take a great product and we take it to the next level. That investment is something that we're very serious about, and we put it in the hands of our affiliates like you. You become, in essence, our brand ambassadors. And if you've ever had an experience out there where somebody overpromised you something and they underdelivered, no matter how wonderful the product was, no matter how great the product looked, that investment is thrown out the window. But on the other hand of that, if you are underpromised and you receive more value, you're over-delivered on what you're expecting, that investment into branding is multiplied 5-10 times. And so my big mantra on this is to be able to share with people, let's under-promise and let's over-deliver as we promote these brands, as we promote this opportunity. I just encourage you guys, let's, with our presentations, with our communications, with our inspirations, let's under-promise and let's over-deliver. Let's help me maximize this investment that I make into the Vemma brands and into your business. What are your thoughts on that? Real closing thoughts on anything else you'd like to share with the group?
Yeah, I think it's already really clear throughout the whole session right now is that, I'll remind you guys that BK's made it really easy for us to be confident in our brand, our company, what we're doing. Everything is not easy when you're going through the challenges of networking, but it's rewarding if you're consistent and you're confidently consistent, you're consistently confident. It will pay off, and I've seen it done several times over. If we're wrapping up, I have like a few people. I gotta make sure these guys, I want to thank them because they every day, day in, day out, I've watched them pour their heart out. And now for Vemma, they're here, they're here with us. Carlos Oveda, Lisa Chang, Mercedes Tran, Jimmy Tran. I'm going to need Eddie's help a little bit. Manuel Ramos, for sure. What is it? Henry Chan, Johnny Can.
If you leave somebody out, you're screwed, dude.
I am screwed.
You're totally. Is he done, Eddie?
Ernest Rodriguez.
How did you forget Ernest?
I can't forget Ernest. If I forgot you, you guys know who I'm talking about, and you guys are awesome.
Yeah, this is what I want you to leave, okay? Because some of the affiliates that are listening to this encounter some things they typically don't encounter in their job, which is like people hating on you, saying you're not going to make it, saying it's a scam. For me, I don't know what fuels you, but for me, you tell me I can't do something, it is like my fuel. I mean, I turn my disappointment into determination. I take the criticism and I say this is not a setback. This is a setup for something great. And that's what maybe that's why I am where I am, just because I didn't let it affect me, because I knew where I was going. And whenever you're making a difference out there, you're going to get pushback. You're going to get criticism. If you want to just do nothing in life and not be criticized, then there's people that choose that plan, and we choose another plan. But tell me how you handle that, and what advice could you give to the affiliates out there?
Sure, absolutely. That's a great question. It's a great way to end our talk because, if you've been stuck before, you've been rejected, and you've had resistance, and all that pushback is more motivating than anything else in the world. I think one time I've heard that if you got people talking bad about you or giving you that resistance, then you're doing the right thing. Chances are you're probably on the right track. And so for me, it's always been known that a comeback story is way more exciting than just a victory alone. Which is why Rocky did so well, right? Rocky did so well, they had to do Rocky 2, 3, 4, 5. One of them, I think he lost. 6. And so if that's you guys out there and you see everybody kicking butt and you want to be there and you feel stuck or you feel stagnant, you feel like you got a lot of people not cheering you on, work hard for that comeback story. Work hard for people to cheer you on, inspire them, and that is all the reward you're gonna need when you pull up in their yard and do some donuts with your. I'm just kidding.
What kind of advice are you? Eddie, can I have you come up here and do this last part? Anyways, guys, one of the things that I always just kind of think about, what is the intent of what we're doing? You know, when somebody criticizes, whether it's personally, whether it's socially on social media, whether it's in the media, you know, I kind of look at the fact that, you know, nobody criticizes us for the products. You know, I mean, we've got great innovative products, efficacious, clinical science. You know, nobody criticizes our science. Nobody criticizes our charity work that we do. The only thing that we really get criticism for is our business model, is our method of doing business. And this is the way I look at it. I look at it as, you know, if I went the traditional route, I'd be a hero. Healthy energy drink, saving America's youth, I could be a hero. But because I made a decision almost 10 years ago to take my marketing budget away from Madison Avenue, away from the newspapers that say things, away from the television and the news that says things, away from magazines, because I'd taken $2 million a week away from them, and I put it in the hands of hardworking people that fall in love with our brands, not even include the free product.
Yeah.
This is just bonuses and commissions. I get criticism, and so I almost, you know, wear this criticism like a badge of honor that says, you know what, I am making a difference in families' lives in 50 countries around the world, and I will take that heat for the decision that I made, and I am never going to change it. I am not going to, you know, if people hate on me, it just makes me stronger. And so that's just a little entry into my psyche and how I work.
Absolutely.
Because I know you guys. I mean, you hear the stories, and you hear Sheel's stories and Eddie's story, and how it's just everything seems to be so easy for them, and it's not. You know, my dad used to say, you know, son, you got to be like a duck. On the surface, you're calm and cool and collected, and underneath you paddle like hell. And that's exactly what we're doing here. And we take the heat, we take the criticism, and we just learn how to deflect it into something better, something positive. Taking a negative, turn it into a positive. It's a great leadership strategy. And last words of wisdom.
Last words. Hey, you know, I came on board to be a part of the legacy BK's building. We're going to take Vemma to $1 billion in sales. It's going to be crazy. For whoever's watching the video, we invite you. Come on board. It's going to be a ride.
They're all on board.
They already know what's going on.
Yes.
All right.
You're just always pitching, aren't you?
I am.
You wake him up out of a nap, and he's like, "Hey, you need to know about this." But anyways, hey, Sheel, I appreciate you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
congratulations
Thank
on all
you.
your success. You've got a great team. I just feel so comfortable with everybody on your team. I
appreciate that.
You guys are a fit, and I'm glad we're a fit with you. And
Thank
team, I'm glad you're a fit with us too. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you for all you've done, and thank you in advance for all you're going to do as we take this Vemma mission forward. You know, my dad used to tell me, son, the dogs bark, but the caravan moves on, and we are moving on to great things in the future. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next month.
Take care, everybody.